Man, I hate high school.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for those short-lived TV shows from the 90s that deserve some reinvestigation.
You've got a very big future at this network, Dan.
My future is writing and anchoring a sports program with my partner, Casey McCall.
Number 10, The State. As the old saying goes, you had to be there. How else can we properly contextualize the humor present within MTV's Blink and You Missed It sketch comedy series, The State?
How was your weekend, Max?
Oh, pretty good. Spent a little time at home.
Oh yeah, which one was that, Max? The strip club or the casino?
So much of the talent involved with this show went on to other things, from Michael Ian Black to Joe Lo Truglio to Thomas Lennon, Ken Marino, and Kerry Kenny Silver. This makes it interesting to go back and watch surreal sketches involving pudding, Jesus, and a guy named Doug in the modern day.
I'm Doug, and I can't be locked in a cage like some sort of manimal. Forget it, I'm out of here.
It has that edgy 90s swagger with very little of the problematic trappings that often come packaged with this decade. Trust us, if you enjoyed watching some of this cast in Reno 911, you'll love checking them out in this state.
Call me old-fashioned, but I still believe there's only one true God. And he lives in this lake. And his name is Zorgo.
Number 9, The Critic. We'll say it here and now, we're honestly not sure if The Critic would have survived as long as it did without John Lovitz at the helm.
It stinks.
Heck, we're not even sure another actor could embody the sad sack fictional shoes of Jay Sherman, a movie lover who nevertheless thrives upon slicing and dicing flicks for a living.
Here's my 2-word review. Bad movie!
Lovitz's droll, self-deprecating delivery makes the character inherently likable, even if he's making mistakes or being difficult. Plus, the relationship he has with his son, for whom he splits custody with his ex-wife, made the show interesting, as did the barrage of pop culture insults and bits of satire.
Hey, Jay, want to ride in with me?
You don't want to ride with him, ride with me.
This Critic definitely did not stink.
Yay.
Number 8, The Adventures of Brisco County Jr. Bruce Campbell will always be a hero for horror and cult cinema fans everywhere, but we still think his work on the small screen deserved more attention.
I gotta warn you, I'm real hungry and I could be here all day.
His appearances in the Hercules and Xena universes were always fun, as was his short-lived series Jack of All Trades in 2000. If there was ever a television also ran for Campbell, however, it'd be The Adventures of Brisco County Jr.
Or we could jump.
The actor's legendary charisma and comedic chops made this serial Western throwback tons of fun, as did his timing with co-star Julius Carry.
Uh-oh. Get the sheriff.
Yeah, but I didn't hit the deputy.
Brisco amassed a loyal following of fans, but it wasn't big enough to save the show from cancellation. However, we highly recommend going back and taking another ride down that old dusty trail. Number 7, The Ben Stiller Show. There are probably multiple generations at this point who aren't even aware that Ben Stiller had an early 90s sketch comedy show. Never mind actually taking the time to check it out.
You people, you want me to be a god, and then you look at me and then you say, I can't be a god, so I'm telling you to buzz off because I don't even know what a god is, you know?
We'd advise doing just that, however, since the Ben Stiller Show serves as a great time capsule for what was going on comedically and culturally during this transitional period in pop culture.
I know it was you, Beethoven. I know it was you. And it breaks my heart.
Granted, some of the content of certain sketches may not fly today, but The Ben Stiller Show remains smartly written, chaotic fun.
Rock and roll is here to stay. Woo!
It's me again.
Plus, the show featured a wealth of future talent, including Bob Odenkirk, Judd Apatow, David Cross, and Janine Garofalo.
Didn't you study American history?
Yeah, but I wasn't a freak about it.
Number 6, Eerie, Indiana.
Nobody believes me, but Eerie, Indiana is the center of weirdness for the entire planet.
This next series wasn't necessarily a horror anthology per se, but it possessed a similar mystery or monster of the week vibe that made older shows like Kolchak the Night Stalker so much fun.
Marshall, what is your problem? Why didn't you tell us you had such a cool friend?
Yeah, Mars. Why are you keeping your old friend Trip McConnell a secret?
Yet Eerie, Indiana was a show geared towards youth, and this energetic spirit helped it pull away from the pack of other shows that provided early frights to teens and preteens.
Wait a minute, what's going on here? You guys just left.
Last chance, Marshall. You're gonna miss a great movie, 2 fingers up.
Edgar, last chance, Marshall. You're gonna miss a great movie. 2 fingers up.
I just said that!
The cast was likable, the atmosphere spooky, but also with enough moments of lightheartedness to break up the tension. If you were the kind of 90s kid that lived and died by Are You Afraid of the Dark, then you owe it to yourself to check out Eerie, Indiana.
Still don't believe me? You will.
Number 5, Freakazoid. It probably seemed like a foregone conclusion that Freakazoid was going to be a hit.
I'll help you out, my little mangy pal.
After all, this was yet another collaboration between Steven Spielberg and Warner Brothers, a partnership that was responsible for birthing both Tiny Toon Adventures and Animaniacs. So what happened with Freakazoid? Well, nothing, at least, if you're referring to its reputation as a cult classic. But cult status doesn't necessarily translate into ratings, and the show only mustered a pair of seasons.
Nut bunnies. I've got crime to fight.
However, those who watched Freakazoid during its original run can easily tell you how bizarre and uniquely funny it was, and how they never missed an episode.
We have some unfinished business from earlier this evening. I want you to chase me.
You gotta be kidding me.
All right, never mind. Enjoy your date.
All right, a little chase, then you help me.
Splendid. Should I start or do you want to?
This was a superhero show with something extra, and we think it holds up wonderfully well today.
What can I say? It's part of my contract.
Number 4, Sports Night. Hands up, anyone out there who writes for a living or just enjoys good quality writing? Do you love Aaron Sorkin? Of course you do, because every writer loves Aaron Sorkin.
32 points, it was a career high. Then he sends a guy to the hospital with 14 stitches. Can you imagine if he'd had a lousy game?
You coming early?
I came in early.
You slept in the office?
I came in early.
You came in yesterday.
Mom?
The man has composed some mesmerizing monologues and captivating screenplays over the years, always with a focus upon complicated poetic dialogue.
We are going to get through the top half hour. I'm not going to be beaten by a 6,000-year-old Roman god.
He's a 3,000-year-old Greek ghost.
Well, I'm a 33-year-old television producer, and for 1 hour every night, this is my little corner of the world, and nothing screws up here unless I screw it up.
Sports Night was Sorkin's attempt at dramatizing the world of a fictional sports score and news show, one that specifically takes aim at the real-life sports center.
I know we promised you soccer highlights, so let me just tell you that Columbus beat Miami 1-0. Dallas beat San Jose 1-0. Chicago beat Colorado 1-0. And New England beat Kansas City 2-1 in an offensive slugfest. A modest proposal. Make the Nets bigger.
Josh Charles, Peter Krause, Felicity Huffman, and more round out the Sports Night cast, all of whom bring their A-game to bring Sorkin's stories and dialogue to life.
What are friends for? Get the hell out of here? Exactly.
Number 3, My So-Called Life. Hey, have you ever experienced the Mandela effect where you thought that a show was on the air a lot longer than it actually was?
My parents keep asking how school was. It's like saying, how was that drive-by shooting? You don't care how it was. You're lucky to get out alive.
Some fans of My So-Called Life feel that way, perhaps due to watching it in reruns, but more likely thanks to the passion they felt watching the show during its original airing.
How you doing?
You know, life goes on.
My So-Called Life made Claire Danes an instant name to watch, and its writing presented the anxieties and frustrations of teenagers in a remarkably realistic fashion.
Do you have any idea what it's like to be accelerated? Do you realize the pressure on a person when it's like assumed that they will always get A's?
There was no sugarcoating going on. This was exactly how many kids of the day felt, acted, and behaved. That said, those who caught My So-Called Life never forget it.
This life has been a test. If it had been an actual life, you would have received instructions on where to go and what to do.
Number 2, Spaced. This British sitcom just barely makes our criteria, having been produced right at the tail end of the 1990s.
He's made this personal. He made it personal. The guy slept with your girlfriend. Yeah, well, now he's made it more personal. I don't think you can get much more personal than sleeping with your girlfriend. For Christ's sake, Mike! Have you ever considered thinking about what you're going to say before you say it?
That said, it's fun to watch Spaced now, if only to catch baby Simon Pegg and Nick Frost early in their careers. Spaced also ties nicely into Pegg's established love of pop culture nerdom, albeit discussed within a traditional sitcom format.
The Phantom Menace was 18 months ago, Tim.
I know, Bilbo. Okay, it still hurts.
The quirky direction of Edgar Wright ensures that Spaced never falls into the pitfalls of tedium, but instead balances romance and humor in a way that's still very funny so many years later.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
He who dares wins.
Look before you leap.
Do you believe in life after love?
That's a song.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Freaks and Geeks. This is a show that almost always tops lists like these. Those gone but not forgotten programs that fans still love.
You were in my English class last year, right? You're that chick who got an A.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
What are you gonna do?
Freaks and Geeks may have aired at the very end of the 1990s, but its early 80s setting made the term retro cool years before other network shows jumped on that train.
You know who used to cut class? Jimi Hendrix. You know what happened to him? He died.
Freaks and Geeks is also another one of those shows where nearly everyone involved went on to gain mainstream fame, from Seth Rogen, Jason Segel, and Linda Cardellini to James Franco, Busy Phillips, and creator Paul Feig.
What do you mean, that's it? What, that's it?
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Oh,
Hey.
no, thanks.
Hey, good luck with that 29-piecer, man. Maybe someday you'll knock it up to an even 30.
The teen comedy drama continues to be rediscovered today, thankfully, as younger fans latch on to this cool and chic series about high school life.
She likes you. Yeah, like a friend. Ooh, that's the worst. I don't need another friend. I already have two. I mean, how many more friends does a guy need?
Did you see any of these shows when they originally aired? Let us know in the comments.
You cut me off mid-funk.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.